This is a how-to video that will demonstrate how to search for and download remote sensing datasets from the online database Earth Explorer. Be sure to click on and read any system messages that may be posted. If this is the first time you're visiting Earth Explorer, you will need to register and create an account in order to download any datasets. Click on Register in the upper right corner of the website. Since I've already registered, my information autofills. You will need to complete all the fields shown and then click Continue. Once your registration is confirmed, click Login in the upper right corner of the website. Enter your username and password into the appropriate fields and click Sign In. Once you are signed in, you should see your username at the top right corner of the website. Now you're ready to select your area of interest or study area. Using the pan and zoom icons on the left side of the map, or using your mouse wheel or buttons, you can navigate to your study area. Click on the map to create the corners of a polygon covering your area of interest. You can make adjustments to your polygon by clicking and holding the numbered red balloons and moving them to your desired location. The coordinates for each corner of your AOI polygon appear here. Once you're happy with the shape and size of your area of interest, proceed to the Date Range tab on the right-hand side of the website. Set the start and end dates for your data search. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll select March 1st, 1990 as the start date, and for the end date, I'll select, today's date. You can further refine and speed up your search for datasets by selecting only those months you're interested in. In this example, I am selecting only spring, summer, and fall months. Once you have your date range completed, click on the Datasets tab, either at the bottom left-hand side of the web page or the tab next to Search Criteria. This brings you to the extensive list of all the datasets available for download. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll look for imagery suitable for NDVI investigations. Expanding the Landsat Archive set reveals a list of all the Landsat missions. A similar set of options can be found by expanding the Landsat Legacy set. Expanding the Landsat CDR set reveals a set of options whereby users can download Landsat imagery that has been atmospherically corrected to provide surface reflectance values rather than the default atmospheric reflectance values. We'll choose to search for surface reflectance imagery from the Landsat 8, 5, and 4 satellites. Be sure to click on the Info button for any dataset you choose. There is fantastic documentation provided for each dataset option that would be in your best interest to read. In this particular example, we see that this dataset is provisional. Expanding the Landsat Legacy set reveals another set of Landsat choices that includes mosaic datasets, as well as imagery from the early Landsat satellite missions dating back to 1972. There is also a vegetation monitoring set of imagery that may be of interest for vegetation studies. Expanding this set reveals options for downloading imagery from the AVHRR satellite, as well as MODIS and others. Again, clicking on the Info icon leads you to information about the satellite and associated imagery. Okay, so now that we have the satellite systems selected, click on the button or tab titled Additional Criteria. You'll notice towards the top of this tab there is a drop-down window called Datasets. This drop-down menu contains a list of all the datasets you selected during the last step. We'll go through and select each dataset and apply additional search criteria to each one, starting with Landsat 8. As you scroll down, you will see a list of additional criteria choices that you can apply to yield a more targeted and focused imagery search. In this example, I want to search for only those Landsat 8 images that, in addition to the temporal criteria I entered earlier, have less than 10% cloud cover. We'll leave all the other default values unchanged, and we'll repeat this process for the Landsat 4 and 5 imagery. And for the eMODIS NDVI products, let's narrow our search to Alaska. Okay, now we're ready to click on the Results tab. The first drop-down option under the Results tab lists options for bulk viewing and downloading, but for now, we'll leave them unchecked. We'll examine the images one by one. Under Dataset, you'll see a drop-down menu. Let's start at the top with the results of our Landsat 8 imagery search. Here's our list of all the Landsat 8 surface reflectance images that met our criteria. The entity ID is a unique image identifier code. There are online resources that explain the naming convention of these datasets. The acquisition date tells you when the image was captured by the satellite. The footprint icon shows you on the map the spatial extent of the image. Zooming out, we see this image just barely covers a little corner sliver of our AOI. So in this case, I'll choose not to select this image for download. Let's check out the next image. Alright, now this image has better coverage over our AOI. If you click on the picture icon, a preview of the satellite imagery slowly loads. Look here. These look like clouds and their accompanying shadows. Even though we selected less than 10% cloud cover in our criteria, it just so happens that the few clouds that do appear in this image cover the Toolik Lake area. All of these are light wispy clouds that also cast shadows on the ground. If your study area is covered in clouds, then unfortunately the image should not be used for further analysis. So, we'll deselect the thumbnail and continue on with our examination of our search results. For this image, I can tell from the image date that this image occurs late in the year. I can also tell from the dark shade of the thumbnail that there is not much surface reflectance for the area covered by this image. Clicking on the picture icon, we see that this image is dark and may not be suitable for this hypothetical example. So, we'll keep examining the other images. For the Landsat images, you'll see path and row values listed. These are sort of like coordinates that tell you where the Landsat image occurs. Refer to online resources for specifics. Once you learn and memorize the path and row values for your study area, you'll be able to more quickly assess whether a particular Landsat scene covers your study area. Based on the date and path row values, this scene looks promising. Click on the picture icon. Even though there are lots of clouds over Toolik, maybe we're also interested in NDVI values on the north slope. So let's save this image to our shopping cart for download later. Click on the shopping cart icon. Click on the next hyperlink to load the next page of search results. Repeat the previous processes to evaluate each image from your search results. This number 14 looks good. Toolik looks clear. Let's save this one to our shopping cart. So you get the idea. Don't forget to return to the Dataset drop-down menu to examine the image results from all of your other satellite systems. So for Landsat 4 and 5, same procedure. This one again just barely touches on our AOI, although you can really see the Anaktuvuk River fire burn scar in this image. Let's quickly check out the MODIS results. Clicking on the photo icon, we see that the eMODIS NDVI imagery covers the entire state of Alaska and extends into Canada. As you see here, we have two download options. We can either download via the website or via a bulk download application that you would need to download and install on your computer. If you end up selecting more than 10 or more images, the bulk download application is definitely the way to go. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll choose to save this image selection to the bulk download application. At the bottom of the search results, we have two options, either to view our item basket or to submit standing request. We will view our item basket. This page displays the list of all our imagery that we selected and grouped them by download method. Check Proceed to checkout. This following page lists the datasets you have selected for download and gives you one last chance to review your order before submitting it. Everything looks good, so I'll click on Submit Order. Once your order is submitted, you will receive an order confirmation page similar to this one. Be sure to read all notices so that you are aware by which method your data will be delivered. If this is the first time that you have selected images to be delivered via the bulk download application from the USGS, be sure to read and follow the instructions under the bulk download section title. Please note that bulk download orders have an expiration date. Once your orders have been processed, you will receive a notice sent to the email address you provided during the registration process. Depending on the image datasets you selected for download, the sender of your email notifications may look different from those you see here. But in any case, Here are the email notifications for the orders I placed. Let's take a look at the email notification I received for the Landsat surface reflectance products I ordered. This notice is simply telling us the order was successfully received and is being processed. In the meantime, let's take a look at this website by clicking on this hyperlink. If you have already registered with Earth Explorer, your login credentials should autofill. If not, enter the same username and password credentials you created for Earth Explorer and then click Login. Here's the home page for the USGS's LSDS Science Research and Development website. Click on Show Orders. Here is a list of our orders, and the status field shows that both of my orders are now complete. Let's check out the first order. We see that this order contains 2 Landsat surface reflectance images and both are ready for download. Click on either of the download hyperlinks to begin downloading the datasets. But before I do that, I'd like to show you around this USGS website because it contains some really helpful information that I think will help you better understand and work with the products available from this resource. I'll click on the Home hyperlink, which takes us to the home page, and then click on the Order Data hyperlink. This page lists ordering and criteria options for additional imagery datasets that may be of interest for you. For more information about these datasets, click on the Product Information hyperlink at the top of the page. This page is full of information about processed Landsat imagery. Returning to the previous page, click on the User Guide link for more information about the various options and criteria available on the Order Data webpage. Okay, with that, let's return to our order page and download the imagery. Click on the Download hyperlink. Click on OK, and that's it. Depending on the size of the image, download times can take a while depending on your internet download speeds. Returning to the Earth Explorer website, let's review our eModus imagery order, which is set to be delivered by USGS's bulk download application. Clicking on the eModus link expands our order to show additional options available for each image. For our purposes, we'll keep the default values and click on the Proceed to Checkout button at the bottom of the screen. This takes us to the Order Summary screen. Click on Submit Order, and once your order has been placed, we receive this bulk download information screen. You will receive an email notification once your order is available for download. Information and instructions related to the bulk download application can be found on this page. And that's it. Thank you for following along. Please visit our website for more information as well as our contact information.